Gerardo Gordillo Garcia, and I'm going to present myself and saying I'm going to present all the members of my family. My name is Gerardo Gordillo Garcia, and I am 18 years old. My occupation is a student because I still don't work in any place, and sometimes I'm going to work with my father, but I only help here in his job and his work. But it's not every day, only is sometimes. And my favorite hobby is play the guitar, but same is play video games with my friends or alone because I sometimes I have to play alone because my friends is doing another hit. And actually I am a student in engineering of the University Polytechnic of Tlaxcala, and frequently I going to see my girlfriend, and sometimes I see the TV, and normally I going to go out with my friends. I don't know, to go to some party or to eat in a restaurant or in a food place. He is my father, and his name is Evaristo Gordillo Sanchez. He is 41 years old, and his occupation is a construction worker. His favorite hobby is going to play football with his friends and work in the house of the people because he loves his work. That is construction worker. Actually, he is working in the neighboring village. There is San Miguel del Milagro. That is a town so beautiful, and my father is working in that place. And sometimes I'm going with him to help. Usually he going to the church because he have a responsibility in the church. He have to care and imagine that his name is Santissimo. Sometimes my father organize some activities for all the family. For example, play games and going to the park, going to the museum, going to the cinema, and to watch movies or another activity that he's organized for we. She is my mother, and her name is Esperanza Gordillo Garcia. He is 41 years old, and his occupation is housewife, and his favorite hobby is take Zumba classes. I observed that my mother is so happy with his Zumba classes because he feels so good with his body. And when she doing exercise, I'm going to run to the park because he is another favorite hobby of my mother. That is going to run to the park and going to do exercise equal on the park. Sometimes my mother talk with me and with my brothers about life. That she was so happy if we finish an engineering or another profession like nurse, like fireman, like a chef. And for she, it's not important what kind of profession we do, but it's important that we finish that profession. And the next is my sister. Her name is Jazmin Gordillo Garcia. She is 30 years old, and his favorite hobby, like like you can how you can see, is play video games with his friends or alone. Or sometimes I play games with her. His occupation is a student like me because still she don't work because he's a student in the secondary. Sometimes she gets a little bad because she lose a lot in her game, but I understand her because I also get like that when I lose so much in my games. She is a student of the secondary Coronel Felipe Santiago Xicotenca that is ubicated in San Jerónimo Zacualpan. The next is my another sister. Her name is Isabel Gordillo Garcia. She is 3 years old, and his favorite hobby, how you can see, is watch the TV and watch series, movies, and another one. His occupation is the same of me, that is a student. She actually is a student in the secondary of Coronel Felipe Santiago Chicotencal, saying that is my another sister. And I think that my sister is so happy when she is watching series or movies because she loves see movies with my father. My father and she is so happy when they are watching movies. And the next is my brother. His name is Sebastián Gordillo García. He he is 6 years old, and his occupation is the same that all my the rest of my brothers. That is a student. He actually is a student in the primary. One of his favorite hobbies is watch videos on his cell phone, and like videos of video games and videos of on some series and some cartoons and what else. Currently, he is the most younger brother of we because he was the last son of my mother and my father. And the last one is my grandmother, and her name is Maria Pomposa Norcelo Bernal, and she is 85 years old. Her favorite hobby is cooking because my grandmother loves cooking. And usually, my grandmother, when she was in my house, she is the cooking of the food. Currently, she's living with we because in the last year she was living with my uncles in the USA because she was to travel to the USA because my uncles and say said here that she had to visit his another son because in Mexico my grandmother have some of her sons because she have 12 sons and the middle of the sons is in the USA and the other middle is in Mexico. And my uncles of USA say my grandmother that she have to travel to the USA to visit them. And they are all the members of my family. And I think that is not a perfect family, but I love much. And I'm so happy when I am with them. And I think that is a family so good. And all the time she's helped me in my situation of my daily. And I love much.